she's petty. She loves to start some mess. You know she's petty. She's pettier than the rest. She stirs the pot. She loves to plot. She's always spilling tea. And this is all because she's petty. Snow's a petty bitch.
Hey guys, it's Sino and I am back with another video, and this week I'm really excited because this is the start to a new series that I've been plotting, I've been scheming, I've been taking notes down to start, and this is going to be the start to a new series that I am titling The Petty Diaries. And in this series I will be sharing with you guys some stories of where I was just extra, where I did the most, where I may have overreacted to a situation, and where I was just downright petty. I am in no way, shape, or form condoning petty behavior. Do not be petty. It's not good. Being petty is rude. You know, don't be petty. Be nice. Be forgiving. Be kind. Don't overreact to situations. You guys saw the thumbnail and the title of this video, so you already have an idea what the story is about. So I'm just gonna get into the video. So this story takes place senior year in English class, and I should probably let it be known that all throughout high school I was a very quiet, kind of shy, only spoke to my friend circle kind of thing. And then it wasn't until grade 11 and 12 where I started talking more and sassing, and I just kind of was known as the sassy kid. And I was kind of like the person where people would just come up to me and we just bicker, and that's how I built all my friendships, which is through bickering with people and sassing. And then it was just kind of like, wow, this person's cool, so if you can handle my sass, then you can handle me, and we can be friends. That's basically how all my friendships started. Okay, so basically in Canada from grade 9 to 12 it is mandatory for you to graduate to take English class throughout every single year. So I kind of like that because in English class that would be the one class where you would have a great mixture of people. You'd see different people than you would see in all your regular classes. For people that were planning on going into trades or something in the future, you would have those people in your classes. You would have the science kids in those classes, you have those English kids in those classes. Everybody would be in those classes, so it was a great mixture of people. We're always doing group work all the time, which I love doing group work because like I said, it was English class, it was also a slacker class, so it was a class to just goof around in, and it was always a good time in that class. And I feel that was one of those classes where you sort of just bonded as a class and people just got along well, and it was a good time. Now with all that being said, and now that you guys all have that background knowledge, I can get into the meat of the story. So basically in this class there was this kid, we'll call him Friend because he's the friend of the guy that I'm going to be talking about in this story. Friend and I, we were pretty cool. I'd say we were good class friends, so every single time he was the main person to instigate stuff with me, that we'd always be bickering and stuff, but it was never I ever took it to heart. It was always just playful, you know, it'd always be just joking around kind of thing. Tim would never really say much. He was always just kind of friends friend, so he'd just be chilling there kind of thing, and he would occasionally hop in, but he was never really the one to instigate things. And then one day I walked into English class and Snow was already having a pretty rough kind of day. I don't know what was going on, maybe I was just in this mood, or I was just feeling hormonal, or what it was, but I was just feeling extra feisty that day. I was feeling don't nobody try me that day. I was feeling I wish somebody would try me that day. I was kind of just looking for a fight that day. I don't know what was going on, but I was just doing the most that day. I walked into class, and this time it wasn't a friend that said something to bicker with me that day, it was Tim. So Tim had made some kind of comment on my shirt, because I'm pretty sure I had something on my shirt that said something, so he tried to say something to sass me about it. So I basically just had this little mini pop off. I just basically said something sassy to just kind of to tear it off, and then that was that, and that moment was over. Later we're doing English class, and our teacher, we'll call her Miss West. So Miss West had said, okay guys, everybody get into groups and you're going to read this passage and then make a poster about it and present it to the class. We were all in our groups, and I was with my friend Bremner, and Bremner has very cute, kind of very neat but tiny writing. Like her writing's very small. So we decided to make her do the poster because like her writing was the neatest out of everybody in the group. And we went up and Miss West was like, okay, Snow's group, it's your time to come and present. I was trying to put the poster on the whiteboard so that everybody could see it, so we could hang it up. And like as I'm hanging up, I'm obviously short, like I'm 5'4", so it was kind of like a struggle for me to get up. So like as I'm putting it up, Tim's in the back of the classroom out here heckling me.
Come on, like, is it that hard to put this poster up? Like, use like the magnet.
Like, you know, like he was just like out here heckling me. I'm just like, so don't do this, don't pop up, stay calm, don't overreact. It's not that big of a deal. It's no big deal. Chill. And I was trying really hard to just be chill. Then I just reached that breaking point where he goes and he says,
don't you think the writing on that poster is a little small, Snow?
And just like that, this switch inside my brain, what I call the petty switch, just turned on, and I just saw red, and I went without hesitation, don't you think you're a little small, Tim? And I did this hand gesture, like I went, don't you think you're a little small, Tim? And I went like this, and the whole class started howling. Like he's with his friends, and his friends were all like, oh, it's because he has a small dick. Like everyone was just laughing. That like even Miss West, who like isn't really one to like laugh at things, was like trying to hide a smirk. To me, that wasn't like a big thing because I was just like a little side comment where, yeah, I got a good laugh at it. The whole class got a good laugh at it, but it wasn't over at that point. That it just became like this running on joke that every single day that I saw him in the hallway, or every time I would walk into English class and he would try me and would start with a sass, I would just come and I would just be like, and that would just get him to stop, and he would have no response at that point, and I would just win every sass war that we had. You think that even at that point, after it became a running inside joke, that it would be over, but no. Petty Snow is never satisfied. It is not over. Later in English class, we ended up doing like spoken words, like poem kind of thing. And his spoken word was like really, really good. And I actually really, really liked it. And he said this one quote that like really stuck with me, where he said, make every day legendary until you wind up in the cemetery. So it's like a very simple quote, but I was like, wow, that's really good. Like I had to write that down. I was like, oh, this is good. Later on, I became the valedictorian for my graduating class, not because I'm this like super mega genius or anything like that, but basically people just voted for me because they wanted like an entertaining, funny speech. In my speech, word for word, I said, in the wise words of a little guy I once knew, make every day legendary until you wind up in the cemetery. So I said that, and like I did the hand gestures and stuff like that. And keep in mind, this is our graduation. So it's not like this is just in front of our graduating class. This is in front of parents of these people. This is in front of grandparents, extended family, friends, like teachers, like everybody was there. So it was just like this little sly thing that was just like, let me just send Tiny Tim off with this last little roast, like this epic thing. It wasn't like he was in the front row and stuff like that because the lights were like super bright, so I couldn't like see his reaction, but I feel like he caught on, and I feel like he felt that. So yeah, I felt like that was my last mark of pettiness within him, to send him off to live the rest of his life in memory of knowing who'll forever be Tiny Tim. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing this little story time of the time where I told everybody that this kid was Tiny Tim. This was just like the start to the Petty Diaries. I didn't want to dump on some kind of extravagant petty story. I had to warm you guys up. I have to ease into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as well as don't forget to subscribe. And if you're subscribed, don't forget to click the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post. Comment down below something petty that you've done in your past, because I'd love to read these petty stories, because I live for petty stories. So yeah, that's it for this week's video. So don't sweat, don't fret, just smile for a while, because at the end of the day, it's no big deal.